All right. I think we are live. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to today's webinar where we're going to be talking all about AI. I'm going to wait a few minutes. We're going to let people kind of trickle in. I'm just curious for those who are early, right here at 11 o'clock. I appreciate you being punctual. Where is everyone from today? I know I'm from Western New York in a small little village between Rochester and Buffalo. Uri, how about yourself? Where are you from?
I'm here in New Jersey.
In New Jersey. Very nice. How about anybody else? You can enter into the chat. We're curious. Where are you from today? Yeah, and it takes a minute. Everyone's got to crack the knuckles and get started with that. And this is not a Austin, Texas. Very nice. Welcome, Stephen, from the Dominican Republic. Amazing. Dublin, Ireland. Wow, we've got people from all over the place. Portland, Oregon, seeing New York. Awesome. Israel. We're very excited to have everyone here joining us today. Toronto, Canada, Aspen, Colorado. This is great. Got a global crowd today. And I guess that's what brings us all together is this curiosity around this emergent technology of AI and how we can actually get it to actually help us a little bit. A train in France reaching Paris. Amazing. Well, welcome everyone. We're going to have a couple of poll questions now to help everyone get warmed up a little bit as we wait for some more attendees to join us. And so we've got Tracy, who's kind of running kind of the technical aspects of the webinar platform in the background. And we've got our first poll question today, which is going to be about what is your LLM of choice? Now, obviously, there's a time and a place for different tools in different settings, but for just general, which one do you just like to use? How about yourself, Uri?
So most of the day, I would say I'll use ChatGPT.
Hmm.
Would become a bit more technical or code related, I'll use Claude. And when it's around our workspace, that would be Gemini.
Yeah. So I like how you gave us half of the options in that answer, but it's the same for me. I think I probably end up using Gemini the most just because I've got a Pixel phone, and so it's already integrated into all of the tools that I use on a daily basis. And so Tracy, I'm wondering if you can show us the answers for this poll. All right, ChatGPT is the runaway winner, and then Gemini and Claude and a couple of other ones in there. Very cool. So now this next question, a little bit more of a personal poll question. Tracy, if you can pull that one up. I'm personally very curious about this because I think it also can tell you a little bit about a person's personality. But how do you talk to that AI model when you're prompting? Are you very polite because you want to be able to survive the uprising? Are you direct because you know you don't need all that semantic fluff to get your message across? Are you overly detailed because maybe that's just in your personality? Or do you talk to them like a therapist and maybe reveal a little bit too much information? I know for myself, sometimes I can be, I might waste a few characters on being a little bit too polite. How about yourself, Uri?
I definitely need to be more polite, uh, very direct. I hope that when the day comes, they will forgive me about it. Um, but very direct and a lot of context. That's
Yeah,
what helped me the most.
yeah, that is really that secret sauce for a lot of people is providing the proper context. All right, let's see the answers to this poll question, and then we got one more before we kind of kick off this webinar. Direct. We've got a very direct audience here. I like that. I like that. People who like to get right to the point. And then the final question, this one is just a little bit more fun. We're curious, who is your favorite AI character in pop culture? And this might actually tell us more about when you grew up and what media kind of influenced you the most. But is it HAL 9000 from 2001 Space Odyssey? We kind of combine them here, but R2D2 and C3PO. Is it Jarvis from Iron Man? Data from Star Trek? The Terminator from The Terminator? Or Samantha from the Joaquin Phoenix film Her? How about you, Ari?
I would say Jarvis for me. Used to
Jarvis?
be HAL 9000, but Jarvis. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I would call HAL 9000 my favorite, but it definitely was the one that left the strongest impression. If I were to be friends with one, though, it would probably be Data. Um, so, all right, Tracy, let's see the results from this poll question. Hey, we got Jarvis at number one, and then we have our Star Wars pairing and Terminator coming up the next two. Very cool. All right, that's awesome. Well, it's also a perfect segue because today we're actually going to be raffling off a Lego set for an R2D2. Now, that's going to be for all the participants who stay till the end of the webinar. And after the conclusion of that, we're going to randomly select a winner, and we'll be sure to contact that individual right after the conclusion of the webinar. So, something to look forward to. Now, today, like I said, we're going to be talking about real AI solutions that can actually help you in your daily work. And throughout the course of this webinar, your cameras, your microphones, they're turned off. But if you have any questions, highly encourage you, please enter those into the Q&A chat on the webinar platform. We're going to have some time at the end where we're going to be able to go through those and kind of answer those questions. Now, I'm excited today because, like I said, we're talking about AI, and there's no one better to talk about AI within Torii than Uri Haramati, today's speaker. He is the co-founder and CEO of Torii, but maybe even more important for this discussion is he is a man who loves playing with AI. He's always testing, talking about, trying out new solutions because it's just something that he's really excited about. And so, without further ado, Uri, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, John. And welcome, everyone. As John mentioned, I'm Uri, I'm our CEO and founder, and I'm super passionate about AI. And I'm thrilled to have you with us today, everyone. And what we are about to explore isn't just another update of Torii. It's a huge leap forward in SaaS management and how we see the future. And as you all know, AI shifted from a buzzword to a game changer. Now in 2025, the year of the agents, it's taking another leap forward. And Torii is proudly leading and paving the road in AI in SaaS management industry. And today we'll spotlight 4 of our most transformative AI-powered features we already released. And you'll see real-world examples, field-tested use cases, and an inspiring peek to what comes next. So let's get started. And at Torii, we believe AI should not sit on the sidelines. It should be at the heart of every decision, automation, and insights that we have. And that's why we build a platform around a powerful loop of data, intelligence, and autonomous actions. So already today, we collect the richest data or richest SaaS data in the industry. Then we supercharge it with AI that understand the context, nuance, and intent. And finally, we empower you to act instantly, safely, without the friction. And this isn't just in theory. This is working right now for forward-thinking teams like yours. So that's where we are today. So what does it look like in action? Let's kick things off with the first of our 4 game-changing features, AI contract parsing. While this one may seem like the least glamorous, this feature laid the foundation for everything that came after. And here's something we're proud of. We launched the first version of this capability back in late 2023, making Torii the first SaaS management platform to bring generative AI into the fold. Since then, we parsed thousands of contracts across our customer base, and every single one has helped us refine the way we parse and the way we use generative AI, improving our accuracy and learn from real-world edge cases. And as you all know, SaaS contracts are often messy, buried in PDFs, and hard to manage. But at Torii, we changed that, right? So with AI contract parsing, we automatically extract critical information such as renewal dates, license tiers, clauses, and true cost breakdowns, turning static files into dynamic, actionable intelligence that is being accessible throughout the Torii platform. So today, we confidently say we offer the most advanced and reliable AI contract parsing in the industry. It works seamlessly, no tagging, no manual entry, just pure automation, and you never caught off guard with renewals or understanding the contracts. So let's dive into this feature. I have your Torii tenant. So if you go to your renewal page, you have the option to add contract. Obviously, you can add contract manually like here and just drag and drop it. You can send it through email. You can connect it to your contract management system. I'm going to do it manually and just have a Gong contract right here. Just going to drag and drop it here. Now, we use generative AI to understand everything that goes on inside the contract. It's starting to parse the key details, trying to understand both main details like renewal dates, contact people, vendors, and different clauses, how renewal is being explained in the contract. And it goes then to every line item inside of the contract and parse every single line item. So let's wait a second. This is a real contract and the real use case, not just recorded demo or anything like that. With AI, you never know what you're gonna get. But as you see, is it parsed the dates of the contract, knows exactly when it starts. If you have other fields, it will tell you the other fields, the total yearly cost. If there is an auto renewal, it's going to tell you if you have also a cancellation notice ahead of time. Torii understand it and parse it for you. And it goes to every line item of the contract itself, and you have the contract right here. So I'm not going to save this one, but you can also see the contract right here and get all the details and everything you need to know about the contract or verify it if you want. So once you save the contract, you can obviously use it in automation, you can use it in the reports, you can use it everywhere in Torii. And this is our first of the 4 features, the AI contract parsing. Let's move on to the next one. This is a very exciting feature. This is Echo. And Echo, we worked hard to introduce the first agentic SaaS management capability. And Echo, feel about Echo or think about Echo as your intelligent, always on SaaS copilot, but it's far more than just a chatbot. It's a full-fledged AI agent. It's powered by sophisticated multi-agent architecture that's working behind the scenes. And this means that when you interact with Echo, you're tapping into a network of specialized agents, and each one with different purpose or different job to be done. And each focus on different tasks like interpreting questions, pulling data, generating insights, guiding decisions, and even create code when needed. So together, they create one unified seamless experience. So right now, Echo supports 5 powerful types of interactions. You can see these as like 5 different agents that work behind the scenes. And let's see them in action. Echo is just right here. You can tap into Echo. Let's start a new chat. So we'll start with a smart support. So if I want to type something like, how do I integrate Salesforce to Torii? Behind the scenes runs our support agents. This is to help you understand how to use Torii instantly, Echo, respond with a clear, easy to follow steps tailored to specific environment, no digging, no guesswork, right? So you know the prerequisite, you know what we need before that, the permissions, setting up the permissions and how to connect the integrations. It tells you where to go and what to do. You get everything you need. This is in milliseconds, you're gonna get the answer. This is a very fast answers, and that's the first capability of Echo. So let's move on to the next. These are quick answers. So quick answers are actually very different from the support agent. This is actually looking into your environment and help you get quick answers from your environment. For example, let's do how much are we paying for Algolia, right? It's an app that I know that we have here. Again, oh. So this is already a different agent that will get you a quick and simple answer from your environment directly inside Echo. You see it starting to use different tools to look inside your environment, and boom, in a second you have an answer. And it told us about Algolia. I can open the page of Algolia here. I can see what's going on. And it also offered me follow-up. Do you want to analyze and research spending across different applications or optimizing opportunities for Algolia specifically? Echo will guide me through the process and take more and more, help me take more decisions and understanding more of what's going on. So this is the second one. The third one is advanced insights. So advanced insights, this one might even write code for us to get you the best insights that you need behind the scenes. So if I want to ask, what are the top 10 most paid apps that we have? All right. So this might take a few more seconds than the previous answers, but Echo connects the dots across app usage, span, department structure, and presenting comprehensive view of where we can act immediately. So you can see it searching through the apps, it tells you exactly what you're doing. You find the first few apps, and there you have it. It got the first 10 most expensive apps, which are these apps, and obviously you get everything else that you need to know around it, and a follow-up that you can move on and use other parts with Echo. So the next one is actually a little bit more like the support agent, but it's more about how to use SaaS management in general. So you can ask Echo, what workflows, oh, what workflows can be created in Torii to save spend? Okay, so this is more of best practices around utilization, around how to use Torii, how to use SaaS management in general. And also it can be your training and onboarding beside your success team or the whatever you need in support or our help section. You can always use Echo to understand what is the next step or what can I do next with Torii that I didn't do before. So we can create a license optimization workflow. This is the trigger. These are the actions. You can have contract renewal management. This is the trigger. These are the actions. Underutilization detection, right? So there are many things you can do here. It can explain to you how to do that and some pro tips about it. But this is pretty much a training agent that helps you understand how to get the most out of Torii. Now, the last one.
All right, I'm going to jump in real quick here, right before we show that last agent, because I want to highlight something. We kind of started out this demo and we were talking about the kind of the less sexy contract parsing piece with Torii, but you're showing us all of these incredible solutions that are all dependent on having that data in Torii in the first place. And so I know for a lot of people on this call, maybe you've actually used that contract parsing at one point in the past, maybe when it first released. Maybe you liked it, maybe you weren't as impressed. We've been working continuously to make those kind of foundational features that are really core to getting data into Torii. We're working really hard on making those as frictionless as possible because these kind of exciting results that you get with Echo are entirely dependent on you getting that right data into Torii in the first place. So that's just something I wanted to highlight. If you kind of showed the groundwork, the foundation, and now you're getting to reap those benefits on the other side.
Yeah, and as some of you know, we take great pride of automation, and we really see automation across the board with Torii, not just the automation of workflow engine, but how we make it the easiest to our customers and our users to get data inside of Torii by automating different processes behind the scenes just like the contract parsing, and other ways for us to get data into Torii to get you the best experience. Let's move on with Echo. So the next one is a very interesting use case, and let me show you what it is all about. And we like to see it more as deep learning collaboration, which is an amazing new capability of Echo that we started seeing customers experimenting with it, and it's becoming more and more interesting. And I can ask something very, very general, like, where can we save money on our SaaS apps? Okay, so this is a very general question that will take Echo a little bit more time. And here, Echo dives deeper into your stack and scanning it, comparing usage, spend, and many different parts, alongside with Tori's best practices and capabilities. And it will tell you exactly how you can save, where you can save money. And then you can continue to work with Echo to offer you more and more capabilities and more ways, even to build a plan for saving spend, or build a plan or for consolidation, and so on. So that might take a second, but here you can think about it that Echo will act almost like deep research, deep research from Perplexity or ChatGPT. Deep research and help you through the process. Here, for example, you can see that actually he wrote a little bit of code in order to understand and give you the perfect answer. So you can do SaaS cost optimization opportunities, and these are immediate license rightsizing. So Echo knows that these tools are underutilized, and this is the potential savings around them. These are high impact review targets like Algolia or other tools. These are content negotiation priorities because these are the top spenders and quick wins to implement that Echo suggests to you based on your specific environment. And you continue to work with it according to what you said. So it can ask you, would you like me to help you create automated workflow to reclaim these unused licenses, or analyze specific applications for deeper cost optimization opportunities? I can also say, build a plan for me to, let's say, license rightsizing of Google Workspace, to right size up the Google Workspace licenses. So now Echo will build a plan for me with understanding it will do a deeper dive into my Google Workspace details and create the plan for me. That might take a few seconds, but now we can start and work with it. You can either ask it to help you create workflows, or analyze different applications or different opportunities, or dive deeper into a certain app. But now it's searching for the user to understand who you need to talk to and how you need to build it. And let's see what it's come up with.
Yeah, I know definitely one of the things that I personally love about Echo is the way it really opens up SaaS management to different individuals within the company. Actually, while we're waiting, Tracy, there's another poll. This is purely out of curiosity, but I'm wondering, within your organizations, which team is currently leading your charge within your SaaS management strategy? Is it IT? Is it finance? Is it procurement? Security? It might be a cross-functional team, or maybe there isn't a team currently responsible for it, and that's what you're trying to figure out. Um, so Uri, if you want to go ahead and continue, people can also answer
All
this
right.
poll question.
So while you guys answering, you see it searched through my application, searched through our users, wrote some code in the middle, but it gave us a 90-day plan to optimize your Google Workspace specifically to your own Google Workspace. So it tells you, okay, this is the current state. These are the unused licenses. First step for you, Dave, the first 30 days, discover an audit, understand these people. Maybe you need to talk to these people, stakeholder alignments. So then that's the next step. And in some cases, also tell you who you need to talk to and how, and then execution. And this is your target. You know exactly how many licenses you have, and this is the immediate saving you want to get to, and that's on. So these are the success targets for you, and these are the stakeholders. So this is Echo deep learning, and here you can really work with Echo on a very high level and very complex tasks together with Echo. It's a new capability. We are thrilled about it, and we're just improving it as we go.
Absolutely. Tracy, let's see the results from that last poll question. Look at that, IT. So for those of you who do have a cross-functional team involved, that's amazing. And I know a lot of organizations, that's actually what they're trying to do with SaaS management. You showed there at that last prompt, the last piece of advice Echo gave was all around who are the key stakeholders? Who are those people that you need to draw into the conversation? And I think that's often an overlooked aspect of this is that human element of getting other people to actually care. And I think that's one of the big things with a tool like Echo is that if you want to get other people to care, a great way to do that is get them to actually see the data that's available. And Echo makes that really easy, where they can just ask simple questions instead of having to understand how to navigate through the UI.
Yep. And going on to our next feature, Torii's MCP. So Torii's innovation doesn't stop just with Echo and what Echo can do. It extends how and where you can use it. So think about multi-context protocol or MCP. I don't know how many of you used MCPs before or familiar with that. Just in a nutshell, this is a protocol released by Anthropic late 2024, and it's a new way for LLMs or agents or AI to talk to a certain system and understand information from the API or take actions within the API. So we released Echo MCP. And again, we were the first to release an MCP in the SaaS management industry. And this is a very exciting part. It's very new, but we still see people are using it. And MCP enables you to ask almost everything that you can ask Echo, but in other places, not inside Echo. So if someone is using Claude or Cursor or anything like that outside of Torii, and they want to ask questions and get answers to Torii, that's a way to do that. And let me give an example. So here I have Claude, so I can ask Claude, how much are we paying for Salesforce? And here I have Torii's MCP installed within Claude. And now Claude understands that he needs to talk to Torii's MCP. He searched for apps, he's looking for information around apps, and he's going to give me an answer of how much are we paying for Salesforce and some additional data for that. So if someone doesn't want to leave whatever chat they are, and so he can get the information right there, or talk to it through Cursor or whatever you have to see, wherever you want to see that. So it's looking through different endpoints and different APIs. He found something. All right. This is the annual cost. These are the details. This is the contract, an active contract. This is the person, and so on. And you can also go on and move and work more with it. So this is Torii's MCP. It's already available. You can install it wherever you want that supports MCP. It's a very exciting part, very new, another way to use Torii AI outside of Torii. We're almost at the end. Let's move on to our last feature that is an AI feature. This won't seem like a small feature, but it has huge, huge impact. And let's talk about GPT action. GPT action redefine what's possible when you combine workflows with generative AI. And here's how it works. GPT action lets you call an AI directly within a workflow. So instead of pausing to gather context or check external resources or process seamlessly, it reaches out to AI and help and keep moving forward with intelligence. So and real-time answers. So think about use case like when a new app is discovered, ask the AI when the last data breach occurred and describe the nature of the breach in simple terms. And GPT can run that, and I'll show you exactly how it works. So imagine, just a second, let's move to this tenant. So imagine an app discovered or met a certain criteria. You can add a GPT action right here. Oh, wait a second.
Happens to the best of us.
Yep.
All right. And for those who are watching along, I want to encourage you. We're going to have, like I said, we'll have a little bit of time at the end for questions and answers. So if right now you might be thinking what kind of questions you might have, now's a great time to add those into the chat and we can make sure to get right to those at the conclusion of this webinar today.
That will take me just another second. Oh, you know, this one.
And actually, well, so while we're doing this, Tracy, I know we have a couple other poll questions that we can do. Let's go with number 2. So we had a poll question about if AI could solve one SaaS headache for you, what would it be? Is it finding an unused app, forecasting renewals or spend, automating license management, analyzing contract risks, or surfacing cost-saving insights? So Uri, you can go ahead while people are answering that poll question,
Yep.
and then we'll show the answer at the end.
So going back to the workflow, here you have GPT action. So GPT action, pretty much it sends a message to an AI, in this case, OpenAI. This is what we're using behind the scenes. And it asked, have there been any security breaches for this app? If so, what year? And in high level, in 200 words, explain the details of this breach. And you can ask the response to be in these 3 forms or these 3 formats. And after it receives the answer, you can update the application field, in this case, year of breach, with the AI answer that you got. So this is one example, but I want to show you how it's actually, where it goes around Torii. So let's say we got these 3 fields and the breach. Now we can actually create a widget on our security and compliance dashboard that takes that information, and now we have a widget that was generated by AI as part of our workflows, and these are security breaches. So all the information here comes directly from the workflow we created, and you can see all the details of all these different apps. And obviously, it goes all around Torii. So we can say, you can create another workflow if the breach was in the last 2 years, send an email to the security team explaining the details, right? And the GPT action can also compose the email for you when you are using it on that page. So if you go to each one of them, you can see all the details of what you just had and the workflow that you created. So this is GPT action. And only one piece in the automation, but it has huge, huge opportunities of what you can do with it and how you can actually create and what you can create with it. And we've seen different examples from customers that we didn't even think about. from understanding the size of the company or what is being discussed over certain portal about certain aspects of the tool, and many more. So that's GPT action, and this is the last one that we're going to talk about today. So these are what we started, what we released until now with generative AI. There are other smaller features, but we are very excited about these changes. Some of them were transformational for SaaS management, and we've seen other companies trying to catch up with generative AI. And we'll keep on innovating and getting more, and we'd love to talk to all of you about what you want and what you are seeing that you're going to need with generative AI. And for us, the future is bright, and it's coming fast. And generative AI is transforming much faster than anyone anticipated. And some ideas about what we're working next. We're also working about AI workflow builder that lets you create entire automations with natural language. We will be able to predict renewals and risk before they happen, creating widgets and dashboards from prompts, and getting more and more in Echo that can almost replace a lot of what you do today within Torii, just with natural language and text. So this is it for today, and stage is yours, John.
All right. Thank you, Ari. That was amazing. And you gave just a little bit of a teaser at the end. Just to remind everyone, these are all features that are currently available in Torii. And for those of you who are current customers with Torii, I highly encourage you to talk to your CSM rep. If you have any specific questions, they'd love to help kind of guide you through the process of getting a lot of these features and experiences up and running. And to give a little taste of, I know there's a lot of exciting things on that roadmap that are going to be coming in the months ahead. And like you said, we're very excited about that. So now we're going to have, I think we'll just do one or two quick questions. If anyone wants to throw those into the chat, just go through those with a very limited amount of time that we have left. We have one here asking about, they're asking specifically about Tori's Echo. How does it differ from other AI chat tools that they've seen in other kinds of SaaS platforms?
Yeah. So the way we build Echo is that it both has knowledge, but also the context of your entire SaaS ecosystem. So it combines the best practices and knowledge of Torii and SaaS management with real data and really robust data. You know that there is a lot of different data points within Torii, and these types of data comes from different directions. So the combination of both your specific environment and the best practices, that's what makes it very unique. And the speed you've seen, it's very fast.
Yeah, absolutely. And to real quick, Stephen, I'm sorry you lost your internet connection. We've all been there. Everyone will receive a link to the recording after it's done being rendered and uploaded, and you'll be sure to receive a follow-up email with a link to that recording at the conclusion of this. And for those of you who have submitted questions or you have a question that you want to ask, you can feel free to still enter that into the chat. And if we don't get to it today, we'll try to follow up with those of you who have asked a question after the conclusion of this call. But I do want to be cognizant of everyone's time. So I'm gonna pick one more here. Here's a good one. So for teams who are early in their AI adoption, where would you recommend that they start within Torii?
That's a great question. I mean, if you asked me this question 6 months ago, I would say start with discovery and connecting the different apps to get better idea. And after you did that, start with insights and then go to workflows. Today, I think you can just start with Echo and ask him what should I do next or where should I go next. And obviously, it's probably more or less similar direction, but there is much more we can understand of how to get started, what to do with Torii just from talking to Echo.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, right up against time. And to those of you who did ask questions, we'll be sure to follow up with you after the conclusion of this. Like I said, we'll send out a recording and we will also be contacting the winner of the raffle after the conclusion of this webinar. So I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone who joined us today. Really appreciate your participation and your willingness to just hear about what we're excited about over here at Torii. So I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you very much, everyone.